Okay, so we start off weighing out the flour, 500 grams, strong white bread flour for this one. And what we're doing now, putting the salt to one side of the flour. And scatter the yeast on the other side of the flour. This just stops the two mixing straight away and the salt killing the yeast. Give it a quick mix in. You could use a fork for this or whatever, but as I was on the stand mixer, I used the stand mixer. Only a couple of seconds. Make a little well in the centre and pour in your olive oil. Okay, then time to get mixing. I've got the stand mixer on the lowest speed and just pour the water in gradually. Now I've put in the description the 350 to 400 ml of lukewarm water, but you probably won't need it all. Just add enough so that you get a sticky, shaggy dough. And all we're doing with this first mix is just getting the water to hydrate the flour so it soaks up all the liquid. And here you see what I mean by a shaggy dough. It's got no form, it's all rough, there's bits poking out everywhere. Just what we need. Now scrape the hook off and cover it and just leave it for 10 minutes so the flour does hydrate properly. Okay, that's 10 minutes up, so take the cover off and now it's time to start kneading. If you're doing this by hand, flour your work surface and knead for 10 minutes or so, maybe a bit longer. Stand mixer, maybe 5 to 8 minutes. What you're after at the end is a nice, smooth, holds together, non-sticky dough. And here it is after 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah, clean the hook off, get it back into the bowl, and we're going to transfer this to another bowl which is very well oiled. We don't want this sticking to the bowl. I'm just dusting my hands with flour so I can form the dough into a bit of a ball before I drop it into the bowl. Makes it rise a bit smoother. Well, there we go then. Cover that and leave it in a warm place. Now there's no good saying for an hour. It's till you've doubled in size. Or in this case, more than doubled in size. It's quite big. Cool. Next up, you want to oil your baking tray. I'm using olive oil throughout the recipe. It may seem a bit silly greasing a non-stick pan, but I think the olive oil does some up to the base of the bread. Okay, dust your work surface and scrape out the dough. Right, deflate the dough by pushing it, and what we're doing now, we're pulling, stretching, tugging and whatever to make the dough into like a rectangle, exactly the same size as the baking tray, believe it or not. You can do a bit of fine tuning once you get it in the tray, so not too fussy. Now cover it again for another proof, whichever way you want to say it. About 35 minutes or so. And while that's proving, make up a mix of water and oil, maybe 1 tablespoon of water, 1.5 tablespoons of oil, a bit of salt. If you've got flaky salt, more is the better, but I only had coarse sea salt, so I use that. I don't know why I bothered stirring it, because by the time I come to use it, the oil had separated out again anyway. Okay, 35 minutes is gone. Cover off. Yes, it's risen a bit more. Time to poke some holes in it with your fingers. Any pattern will do. And in hindsight, I wish I'd made a few more. I was already thinking of making 16 pieces of bread, so 1 hole for each. Okay, now you can stir your oil, water, salt mix and pour it all over. No point being too gentle with it. This focaccia bread has a lot of oil in it. A lot of oil in it, a lot of oil on it. Now when you've done the top with the oil, in with the rosemary sprigs. Put 1 in every hole. Again, doesn't matter if it's too tidy. Just poke them in all the holes and sprinkle some spare bits over the top. Right, that's all the prep work done. In the oven, 180 Celsius, 20 minutes, or until the top is a nice golden brown. Here we are then, 20 odd minutes later. Looks alright to me. So get it out the tin as soon as you can onto a rack. And while it's still hot, lashings of olive oil over the top. You do it while it's hot so it soaks in better. Loads of olive oil. Alright, when it's cooled just a little bit, off the rack onto the breadboard. And cut it into as many pieces as you want. Like I said, I'm doing 16. And then guess what? Yep, more olive oil. And that is your bread finished. Well, I've got to try one bit while it's piping hot, haven't I? A little bit thick maybe, but perhaps that's because my tray was a little bit small. Nice and oily, got the rosemary. All right, now is a big pizza.